everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Crossing Void, and this one is going to be exciting for me because I hope this helps me as much as it helps you folks. So I haven't really consumed any content on this game, to be entirely honest. I have one person that I talk to and try to get myself set up straight. So I've been struggling my way through as I've been playing, and you can see I'm level 53 now. For things that I should not do and things that I should do. So I'm going to talk with you today about maybe some tips, maybe some helpful thoughts, maybe some ways to progress faster or better or more efficiently, and things that I screwed up along the way that I think I would do differently a second time. So getting right into it here, God, I don't even know where to start. So we're going to start at the most important one, energy. This is something you should never do. I actually just grabbed some energy, which is why I'm full right now. But energy is so important in this game. It's really different, you know? Like in other gacha games, energy is a resource that you can really spend as much as you want, and you can refresh in general as long as you have the resources to do it. But with Crossing Void, they made it so you have a very limited amount per day. So this means that the whales, the free-to-play, the medium spender, it doesn't matter where you are on the ladder. In general, you're all going to have the same amount of energy. So the whales up there spending are not going to be too much further in terms of like level progression and stuff like that than somebody else might be. And I really like that about this game. So number one thing you should obviously be doing is using your energy efficiently and wisely. The other part is I think the best place to spend your MyGo, your non-paid MyGo, of course, especially as free-to-play, is going to be to exchange energy. You can do this, I believe, 4 times a day, so it costs 240 energy a day, I believe, or 240 MyGo a day to be able to do this, and you'll get 400 energy back, but it's absolutely worth it. You really need to do this to keep up, and you can keep this up as free-to-play unless you, like, spend everything, you know? As long as you don't spend everything, you can pretty much keep this up forever. There's also some packs here. You can see what I've bought. I bought this pack once and these packs once here too. You can find some more fragment boxes as well, but in general, you can see you can't really buy stamina anywhere outside of your usual things. As for small spenders, if you're looking to spend a little bit of money, I think these are both fantastic options. You get a little bit of energy extra a day, and this is one of the things you can buy. It's really cheap. I think it's like $5 a month or something like that. And you get a little bit of extra MyGo, which you can use for energy, which is what I do, and a little bit other things. There's also Saku's Blessing, and this is great for people who don't have much time to play. It allows you to unlock 4 times redo, or 4 times auto, I guess you want to call it, which is just something I think is worth doing because it gets your energy spent faster if you're the type of person who doesn't want to play all the time. There's also these level packs here. You can see these unlock as you level up. I'm almost 55 now, and they're different things each time, and you can buy them with gold. I love that they did this. Feels really nice to get like what feels like actual gifts, you know, like congratulations, you've hit 40, now claim it, you know, and then it charges you $50. It's really nice that these are not $50. So as for other things you need to do daily, is missions are pretty self-explanatory here. You have your main story you can follow, you have your dailies you can follow. Make sure you're getting these done every single day. There's also things often hidden in events that I never really realize are there. So make sure you're clicking on all of these as well here. And then one more thing, in Notice, there's often things hidden in here too, and they're really hidden, right? I don't think we have any right now that are super duper hidden, but there's a bunch usually that you have to click into, and then there's web events, and I missed those when I was starting the game out, and it would have given me quite a bit of cool things, so I'm really mad at myself for missing those. But now I know where to find them, so you have to just check this regularly. It's really weird how they do it, but whatever works. And outside of that, for dailies, I think it's pretty obvious for quests and stuff. There's also some important things you can do in guild. I really think you should be joining a guild. We have Mangoville here. We're level 2 and almost level 3 right now. We probably have some spots open once I clean house, and if you want to join, you can join. You can pray here and receive some fragments, and you can give some fragments away. Like I can give Omega some zeros, even though I want 0 gets screwed. So you can do all that. There's also Guild Dungeon, which is open Friday and Monday, apparently. I still haven't quite figured out a lot of these things. It's just something that I'm personally figuring out myself. As for the game modes, there's 50,000 different types of game modes. Like, there's literal infinity of them. I'm not going to go through all of these, but treasure hunt is basically what you would expect. This is where a lot of people dump their extra stamina into, extra energy into. There's golden storm, which is once a day, gives you a bunch of gold. Make sure you're doing that. There's void agency, which is like your send them out on missions. These are something you should always send out. I would not do the ones that cost stamina to send out, because I feel like that's not the best idea. There's also 3 tokens of Mirage a day, which is your PvP, and a ton of other things, including stuff like Break-In Event, which you can use to get extra money, extra character XP, extra weapon XP as well. As for other places to spend your stamina, there's the glorious stages here that have fragments, and you can see them here. You can do these 3 a day, and fragments are great. Even if they're on a character you're not necessarily going to use, you can still use the fragments for a fragment exchange, which we'll go to in a second here. And they also drop these materials, Resolute Wills and everything like that. And these are used for skill upgrades, they're used for talent upgrades, they're used for all sorts of character upgrades here. And one thing I screwed up more than anything else in this game was not realizing that it didn't really matter where you spent your stamina. Like, if I'm to farm, let's say I'm new to the game right now and I want to farm these Resolute Will 2s. I got stuck on these for a while because I thought the further into the game I got, the easier I would have to farm it, and the better, the better efficiency I would have to farm them. But it apparently doesn't work like that here. So whether you spend like 36 stamina here to do this 3 times, which we can see here, or you wait till later, it's going to be the same amount of stamina to get this, and this is really the only place to get it. For a lot of these items. So never be worried to really go farm stuff like that, especially if it's in a stage that has the fragments as well. This is something I super screwed up along the way, and as soon as I realized that I wasn't losing efficiency by going back and farming these things, the sooner my power level kind of went through the roof. So speaking of power level here, let's talk about equipment, and this is something I somewhat screwed up too. So if we take a look at, let's take a look at my Kirito right now. So with equipment, there's a bunch of different levels of equipment. You have the green, you have the purple, you have the blue, and then you have the yellow. I think purple opens up at 25 and yellow opens up at 40. So one of the things I screwed up was I was upgrading all my purple gear at like level 35 to 39, you know, to the point where I was about to unlock gold gear. And it used so many of my resources that I wish I didn't upgrade as much purple stuff as I did. You know, maybe get a couple pieces for my main units to help me get through those levels, but once you get past 40, you're going to be replacing it all pretty easily and pretty quickly. So that's something I really wish I did, was not spend too many resources on the lower level stuff. Like, it was okay for me to upgrade some green and some blue things because, you know, you need them to kind of push through. And it's okay to upgrade, like, your main DPS's purple stuff as you go through. But I wouldn't go too far with it because it just is not worth the resources in the long run IMO. But the cool part about stuff like the purple things here is, let's go to somebody who has purple stuff on. I think my regular Kirito support does. So what I was able to do with my purple gear was, you can go to research here, and because these do not share materials, we can infuse them, and these take the purple crystals that you can get from decomposing purple stuff and from events and stuff like that. So you can get purple crystals pretty easily to do stuff like this, which does make your purple gear much better as you go. And I did this for all of them just because I had so many of them, there was no reason not to. So that gave me a pretty big boost to those. But when you compare how good these are versus the other ones, it really is an insane difference with the yellow stuff. So once you start hitting level 40, it would be really nice if you had a bunch of materials saved up for this point, because it's just so worth it. There's also star ranking up here, and you can see how many of each thing I need, and you can go through and click right here and click on source, and it shows you where they drop, and I can go farm them if I want, although it takes a lot of stamina. That's the next thing I'm working on. There's also talent shuffling, which we can talk about too. The way this works here is you hit shuffle, and you basically just click on one, and then it has a chance to upgrade. It's a really low chance, and it's a big sink of fragments, and that's one of the reasons why you want to farm fragments as much as you can. You can also upgrade your skills regularly, and this is one of the things that I actually really screwed up, because I didn't understand that I needed to go back and farm Bold Determination 1. So I had a lot of my characters not leveled up their skills because I was missing these Bold Determination 1s, and I just wasn't doing anywhere near as much damage as I should. So these are things I'm definitely going to be fixing as I go through, and I'm in the middle of deciding which characters to upgrade now. So you can see like the difference in how much I'm missing because of that. As for what equipment to use in general, I'm honestly not so great at this myself. I have the Gacha set on anybody who bleeds. So Shanna specifically is on my Gacha set. And then I have the other set, which is going to be the fashion one, I believe it's called. The poser set, I believe, is what I have on most of my other units, just the Kieran sets. And you can get those pretty easily through the hunt system. The way to go pick them up is to go through challenge here, go through treasure hunt, go through enter. And once you hit level 40, you'll start to be able to get these pretty easily. You can then click on equipment in the top right, and it brings you to the shop. And you can pick them up here. The Kieran sunglasses one is right here. And these are the pieces I buy. I have 3 of each of them, and most of them are plus 16 to plus 20. What I do with the purple ones at the point was just grab them all and decompose them. Really easy way to do that is just to go to your bag here. And you can just hit decompose and select multiple, and I just selected everything like this. And then it doesn't select anything that's already leveled up. So that's how I get my upgrade materials too. And a couple more things I want to talk about here. One of them is going to be the gacha section. With limited units like the butterfly, you get a guaranteed A rank of them, I think, at the 34th draw. And that's all you really need to do as free to play. You can then have a chance to upgrade them through talent shuffle later. But if you're like me and suck at everything, you can just go to 81, which is what I did to try to get them. 91 is the guarantee. Also, for regular gacha, you get one of these free a day as well, which is where I spend mine. And then we have the fragment shop here. And what this does is allows you to... I don't have any I can do, but it allows you to put in fragments you don't plan on using. So I would put stuff like this in, and I would put as many up until I had 50, because at 50... at 50 here, you get a additional reward, I believe, which is what I do. So I do it at 50 each time, and then go from there, and just it gets you a bunch of characters. I have gotten an S rank from this. It's really rare, but this is what I do with my extra fragments. And then afterwards, I go through my character here, and I just hit the decompose button at the top and then select multiple and toss out any. This only selects duplicates, so it won't let you decompose somebody you do not have a higher level duplicate of, which is why it's okay to just do this. The other cool thing too is it's okay to start focusing on units that are not higher rank. A really good example of this is my 0. As of yesterday, my 0 was green, so the worst rarity. And through talent shuffle here, if it loads through talent shuffle here, every time you do this, you have a chance to upgrade the rarity. So it's a very small chance to go from purple to yellow or to gold, but there's a chance that's there. And to go from green to blue is actually really easy, and to blue to purple is actually not bad. So it's okay to invest in your lower rarity characters, just because you can definitely bring them up to at least purple or A rank in the future. The other thing as well is, let's say I focus on my 0 here, and my 0 got all the resources into it, and then I summon a S rank 0. Usually that's a feels bad man moment, but with this game, you can use what I believe is inherit. I've never actually done it, but I know it works this way. You can use inherit, and then that there will allow you to kind of absorb your A rank and get all of your A ranks into your S rank, so you lose 0 when you inherit them. I believe you even get fragments back from it. It's actually an awesome feature and makes it so you're never feeling bad about investing in somebody who isn't an S rank. One of my favorite features in this game, to be entirely honest. Okay, so there's a lot more to talk about, but I just really wanted to talk about what I thought was the important things to do while leveling and kind of ways to help you learn as you go. Obviously, I skipped through a lot of things. If you think there's anything important that I missed in the comments below, just let me know there because I'd love to hear it. Overall, I'll talk about character setup and party setup in the future, but I didn't really have time for it this video. But this is my current setup I'm using. I would like to change Leafa for possibly 0, and I would like to maybe get my Leafa up to purple as it goes. So this is the current setup I'm doing. Before I got Butterfly, Kuro Yukahime, I used Shanna there instead, and I used Leafa as my support to help heal. One of the other really important things too is having a dispeller, having a cleanser, and having a healer is really important to have in your arsenal, because a lot of quests you really need to have those to get the 3 stars. So that's another thing here. And as soon as I started using Leafa instead of my S rank Rentaro, my team got way better because she's a great healer and kind of keeps my team healthy. You can also use multiple of the same units. For example, I have Kuro Yukahime here and I have Butterfly Kuro here, but I couldn't have 2 regular Kuro Yukihimes, just as a side note, if you're trying to figure out where to use things and how to build up your team for the future. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.